What it be? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am your host, True Fernie. This is Shoe Fernie, and today I have a shoe that I've been meaning to get. As you can see behind me, I've been slowly but surely collecting an OG collection of Jordan. 1 through 14, only OG colors, and I think that's going to be my main focus, I think, for the rest of my sneaker career. But there's another athlete that I really do look up to. I've been looking up to him, for the past 10 or so years, and seeing him consistently still perform at that level is just incredible to me. And that is LeBron James. Now, I only started collecting in a sense, because I did only just buy them because I thought they were cool. When I first bought the LeBron 19s, specifically for hooping, I became a fan of the line very, very quickly. Just because, given my weight, given the way I play, LeBron's are probably one of the more comfortable shoes I've ever worn on the court. They're not the best, but they do fit perfectly for what I do on the court. And ever since then, since the 20 specifically, I think the 20 was a turning point in the LeBron line, where he kind of went a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more modern, instead of these blocky ass shoes. But that's when I, really started to focus on LeBron's, and specifically wearing them on the court. But I couldn't pass up this deal. I was able to cop these for a very, very low retail. I got these for, I believe, $70. I just had to cop these, man. And these are, of course, the LeBron Airs, well, LeBron 1s, but more commonly known as the Air Zoom Generations. These commemorate LeBron's debut on the NBA. Of course, LeBron, he was the boy wonder when it came back in the day. And, seeing him still perform to that level on year 20, year 21 is incredible to me. And that just speaks volumes to him. But let me get off his meat real quick and just get into the shoes, man, because I've been wanting these for a minute. And nothing special with the box. It's this classic a dual color, bicolor box, Nike box. Nothing too crazy about them, but it kind of, gives me that, reminds me of the simpler times with Nike. And here we have it, man. There's, honestly, it's just a classic silhouette. This is the specific colorway that he debuted in the NBA. The red ones, the ones where, all this black mesh is red, those are the ones he actually debuted at home. And those actually have the numbers on the color. These ones don't, even though these are essentially the ones he started playing in the NBA with. But yeah, let me take out the other one and then I'll get into the color, into the details a little bit more. Also, you're gonna have to excuse the mess in the background. I'm trying to get rid of some shoes, so I've been taking some product shots and whatnot to put them up on eBay. But here we have it, man. The Zoom Air Generation, or more commonly known as the LeBron 1s. I love this shoe, man. It is a very nice looking shoe. This is definitely gonna be a summer shoe. This is the type of shoe I would wear with shorts, long socks, just a normal regular day out. I wouldn't perform on these. I wouldn't play on the court on these, just because they just don't, I mean, the technology and the design on modern basketball shoes is way more advanced than what we had back in the day, back in the early 2000s, that these shoes just do not perform to that, up to par. I've tried playing in the up tempos. Those are 90 shoes. And I just don't know how they did it back in the day, man. Those shoes are uncomfortable as hell. I can't imagine these being any better just because of their blockiness. But hey, we'll have to see, man. Maybe I'll, use them out in the outdoor court or something. Because you can tell by the outsole, just, first impressions, it looks like a very rugged outsole. So I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind. But first and foremost, let's talk about the materials. You have not the best of leather quality up in the upper. You do have this very smooth leather up top. It doesn't feel any premium quality, let's be honest about it. And then we also have this sort of a cracked croc mud guard in the top, toe guard in the front, sorry. It looks good. I kind of wish they extended that same pattern over to the smooth parts of the shoe, but hey, it is what it is. And also part of the upper, we also have this sort of mesh, this black mesh all around the back, covering the heel, and also going from the medial side up into the the outer side of the shoe. Not much to write home about that. First impressions, I can tell this is a very hot shoe, meaning that it probably doesn't breathe that well, even though the tongue does have sort of a mesh, a nylon mesh sort of material, which makes it easier for air to flow in, and you got some punch holes over here in the toe box. But most of it seems to be just covered all across the shoe. Not a lot of breathability there. In the back heel, we do have this leather part with kind of like a punched hole sort of a texture on it. And then I think one of the more iconic features of the Air Zoom generation is here this, I want to call it like reflective sort of a plastic on the side. Let me peel this off just so you can see it better. The chrome finish will flake off with use over time. They let you know that, hey, these shoes are gonna deteriorate a long time, but it is what it is, you know? You can't really expect these materials to stay intact after so many years. So yeah, the chrome, I guess it is chrome now that I think about it. This red chrome part in the side, very smooth to the touch, very nice. I do like this sort of like, it's definitely very reminiscent of the early 2000s. A lot of chrome, a lot of like really futuristic vibes going back in the day. And I really just like the design of it. It just looks very, very cool. And it's probably one of the main reasons why I also copped this shoe. It's just a very unique looking shoe, and the chrome part is probably the most unique one. You do have some metal elements. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they're actually metal. But you have some metal elements in the eyelets, and you have a sort of like an Air Force One lace lock here in the front, a similar style. And of course, down in the midsole, you do have this sort of metal encasing around the whole front of the shoe. Really nice, accentuates the midsole a lot better. And I do like that the fabric, the black canvas, not canvas, but mesh, I guess you could say, goes all the way down to the midsole and like encapsulates the whole heel back into the medial side of the shoe. For the outsole, as I said, it's a very rugged shoe, but here of course you got a carbon fiber mid-foot plank shank. You know, back in the day, stability was very big. Nowadays shoes are a little bit more bendable, and like I said, it's because of the tech. A lot of players play like that way. Shoes became less heavy, they became more malleable. Like this one is impossible to bend, bro. This whole mid-foot, plate is probably going all the way across the shoe, which makes it impossible for you to really bend the shoe or like mess it around. You can kind of bend it from side to side, but not so much on the actual front side. But again, this is probably one of the reasons why I would say this is probably a great shoe to play outdoors. The outsole, rugged as hell, you can tell. It's a very, very nice looking outsole. It's really thick rubber, so you know that this shoe will definitely last you a long time out playing in the court. But again, not sure if I'm gonna be doing that. That's pretty much it when it comes to the Air Zoom generation. But I do like these shoes. I'm gonna go ahead and put them on feet, see how they look. But yeah, man, the LeBron ones, Air Zoom generations, as they're more commonly known, a classic shoe that I think is one of the better ways to continue on my LeBron collection. Overall, I mean, it's a very nice shoe. Very rugged, very, not that heavy, but it's not very malleable, so it definitely feels a little stiff on the foot, but I don't mind it. Of course, also the foam on the collar is not the best. I mean, I'm comparing it obviously to the foam that you see on newer models like the 21 and the 20s. Now that, those are made to perform well on the court. These, more of a casual wear. They're a little outdated when it comes to the tech, of course, but overall materials, I want to give them like a 7 out of 10. They're not the best. Comfortability wise, they're all right. They're like a 7, I want to say. But looks, man, overall is a 10. Like this screams 2000s. This is a shoe. This is a retro. This is through and through a throwback, and I just completely love all the details in this shoe, from the name kind of etched here on the tongue. There's a little also chrome part here, more plastic than anything, and you can kind of make out the words LeBron from there. I think that's really cool. On the inside, the what do you call them? The insole, it says LeBron as well. It also, under the insole, it does have glue in them. So the more you wear this sort of shoe, some shoes, specifically performance shoes, have that sort of glue that with the heat and all that pressure, whenever you're playing on them, it heats up the glue and it makes it so the insole sticks to the shoe. So down the line, the more use you give them, the harder it's going to take out that midsole the insole out of the shoe, but that's what it's meant for. But all in all, I really dig this shoe. I think this is one of my favorite in the LeBron line. The 21s are probably also some of my favorite ones just because of their performance. But I think looks wise, these ones, and probably I want to say the 8s. The 7 or the 8s are definitely up there as well as far as looks. But yeah, I'm really excited to start this line, start collecting some LeBron OG sneakers, and what a great way to like really commemorate the decision with the LeBron ones, the Air Zoom generation. But folks, you let me know. What do you think of this shoe? Do you like it? Do you dig the LeBron next next gen amped that they did commemorating this specific shoe? Honestly, I was gonna go for those over these ones, but I don't know. I feel like I like sticking more to the classics than the newer stuff. I know that the newer ones, you know, they do commemorate this shoe. They look very similar to this shoe, but I believe that that LeBron line, the LeBron Next Gen, was to more so dedicated to Bronny and Bryce, LeBron's kids, who are essentially the next generation of basketball in his family. So I'm really excited to probably cop those when they go on sale. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not paying full price for those because they are a little expensive. But I'll definitely cop those, and I'll probably use them for performance stuff, you know, playing on actual courts, because they do look so cool and they commemorate a classic. So yeah, you let me know what you think of this shoe. I personally dig them a lot, and this is definitely a summer shoe, man. This is a shoe you're gonna pull out at the barbecue. I'm not gonna lie, this is a dad shoe through and through, and I think I'm reaching that age where I'm gonna start rocking these sort of dad shoes. None of those mesh runners. I don't like mesh runners, bro. But folks, you let me know down in the comments below what you think of the LeBron one, the Air Zoom generation, in this black and red colorway. Do you like it? Do you prefer the red ones? Do you prefer the blue ones? Or do you prefer the newer release, the colorway, the purple ones, which are iconic in a sense? They were a little bit of a shoe that were kind of like I want to say like urban myth, but when they finally released them for a general release, everybody went on those, and I think those are also really, really cool looking. I like the suede on that. But folks, I've been True Fernie. This has been Shoe Fernie. Please, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and get a thumbs down, because believe it or not, every single bit helps. Links to my socials are down below. Please make sure to follow me on Threads, where I spend most of my waking hours talking about sneakers, basketball, gaming, anime, anything and everything that might interest you as my viewer. Also, make sure to follow me on both IG and TikTok, where I upload more of short form sneaker content, where I do unboxings, performance reviews, all that sort of stuff, but in a bite-sized format. Folks, please take care of each other, but most importantly, take care of yourselves and your OG sneakers. Even though these things are a tank. Shit, you can't bend them. Can't bend them. Not a lot of care is gonna be needed for these, which I'm happy. Peace.